The next thing we're going to get working on is subtraction of 2 and 3-digit numbers. Now, in addition, we had to carry numbers over, and in subtraction, there'll be something called borrowing numbers. So let's take a look at a few examples. We could have a number such as 847. It doesn't really matter what the number is, and 325. Now, like addition, it is imperative that we write these numbers in columns that are neat and straight up and down from each other, so that there are numbers straight down and you know which number you're subtracting from which number. If it's all messy and all over the place, guaranteed you're going to get it wrong. So anyhow, in this case, we are going to subtract 7 minus 5, and 7 subtract 5 is 2. 4 subtract 2 is 2, because you went to the next column. And in the last column, 8 minus 3 is 5. Now that's a pretty easy one to do, because there is none of this borrowing that I was talking about. All of these numbers, a bigger number subtracted a smaller number, and it worked out really easy. But what comes to be a little bit harder is when some of the numbers don't work out so well. So let's go something like 542, and we'll make these numbers a little bit bigger, 84. So if we were to subtract this next one, what we have is 2 minus 4, and we can't take 4 away from 2. It doesn't really work out that way. So what we have to do is borrow from the tens column. We borrow 10 away. That'll make that 30, or a 3 on top, and we now have 12 there. Don't be confused that we're adding, and that is 1 plus 2 to make 3. We've actually put a whole new place value on there, and that now reads 12. So 12 minus 4 is 8, and that's lined up right in our column. Our next thing we have to do is we go to our next column, and we have 3 minus 8. Similarly, we can't take 8 away from 3. 8 is larger than 3. So the only thing we can do is borrow from the column beside it. When we borrow, we cross it out very neatly. It was a 5, so we have to put the number that it was, so that becomes a 4, and you put a little 1 to now tell you that that is 13, and we can do 13 minus 8. 13 subtract 8 is 5, and when you look at this last one, into this column, you have 4 minus 3, not 5 minus 3, because we've already borrowed 100 off of it, but it's 4 minus 3, and that gives us 1, to give us 158. I'm going to do just a couple more, and then the only way we're going to really have this is just to practice it a few times. I know you've done it in years previous. Practice makes perfect, and we can put this to bed. But I'll pause it now, put a few more on there, and then you copy them down, try them on your own, and then check to see if your answers are right. Okay, so you've copied these down, and hopefully you've done the answers already. And if you haven't, press pause and go ahead and do the calculation. But I'm going to run through for you right now again. 6 minus 7 you can't do because 7 is bigger than 6. The only way to do this question is to borrow from the other column. When we borrow from this column, we have to remember that that is now a 4, and this is 16. 16 minus 7 is 9. We put it down right there. And then we go back to our next column. 4 minus 4 is 0. We're still okay. We have to go to the third column, which is our hundreds column. 3 minus 8, again, we can't do. 8 is larger than 3, so we're going to have to borrow from the column next to it. That'll become 0. This will become 13. 13 minus 8 is 5. Over here is just 0 minus 0, so there is our correct answer of 5 over 9. Our next one over here, 4 minus 0 is 4. 5 minus 9 you can't do. You have to borrow. Neatly cross out the 9, put an 8 so you don't forget what it has become. That becomes 15. 15 minus 9 is 6. And 8 minus 1 is 7. Remember to just do a few more for practice. You'll be there home free. Now we're going to try some multiplication next.